Shelburne. We are back finally with another episode of our community conversations. I'm Robin Smith, the Community Development Coordinator for the Municipality of Shelburne, and I'm excited to be here on location at the new Community Garden and Food Share Association of Shelburne County Greenhouse. So I'm going to let these two gentlemen introduce themselves.
I'm Councillor Dale Richardson and also a member of the Community Share Greenhouse.
Yeah, and?
I'm Henry Penn. I'm volunteering with the Food Share Project as well.
Perfect. All right, so a little bit of history here. I started in November of 2022, and I remember was when this group first started getting formed, right, Dale?
Yes.
I remember attending a few of the first meetings, helping facilitate them at our old municipal office, and then the group kind of formed themselves and took flight on their own. So the group has been around for about 2.5 years now. And you've been a part of it from the start, so tell us a little bit about how the group got formed and how many members there are, that sort of thing.
Well, the warden and myself were always conscious that we thought it would be a good idea for food security that we had some kind of greenhouse. And with that, a group was formed. John Davis became president of it and really took on a life of its own from there. Board was formed, put in an application, and we were successful in getting a grant, and it came back from the government. It was announced in March that would fund a greenhouse for the community.
Yeah. So maybe, Henry, maybe we can talk a little bit more specifics about what we see behind us and what is happening with this group here in the community.
So the first part of the construction, the first phase of the project is the 20 by 40 greenhouse that we have started construction here behind us.
20 by 60.
20 by 60, thank you there, 20 by 60, yeah. And then additional to that, just over there on the other side along the road, we'll have a solar energy system that's going to power the greenhouse, partly power the greenhouse, and then all the ground site that we see around us as well, clearing all the trees and just getting this site set up. That's phase one. But the project has got goals for kind of a phase 2 and a phase 3 to have a second and third greenhouse on this site, and where we need to expand the renewable energy system, we will as well.
Awesome, so exciting. Could you tell me a little bit more about the grant exactly?
Not a whole lot. Of course, it was a hurry up and do. It was at a deadline we put in. We were learning a lot after the fact. Yeah. We were successful, but in hindsight, we would have done things differently. But we're making the best with what we have. Okay. And of course, the land ended up being donated or leased to the group from the municipality. So that will help, and hopefully we'll be growing this season, although later than anticipated. Yeah.
So what was the total amount of funding that was received?
I believe it was 173.
Okay.
Yeah, 73 to, yeah.
Nice. So Henry, in your experience, I know that this is the solar powered and that sort of thing. Like, obviously, it's not first of its kind in our community, because Matthew has the same thing. But tell us a little bit more about how the solar will work and stuff with.
So the greenhouse has just some small energy loads. There's ventilation, heating system, irrigation system, and a few other small loads like that. So, and they need to run 24 hours a day in most cases, and so the solar energy system just gives us the opportunity to do it in the most sustainable way possible, to reduce the costs of running the greenhouse as much as possible, to make the grant funding, like we've been talking about, go as far as possible, reduce the cost of producing the produce as much as possible. And I think since joining the project, one of the things that the board members have made especially clear as we've gone through this project is just how important it is for this project to be as sustainable as possible. Right. Yeah. And I think having that renewable energy as part of it is important and contributes to that goal.
Yeah.
And I think one of the early on initiatives was to be a standalone solar.
Yep.
But in hindsight, when we came to put that in practice, we were advised that we needed a backup. So we are going to be tied to the grid. Okay. And it will be used for backup. We're in hopes that it will cancel out with the solar input, and in future, hopefully with the site being the rest of the property, if we're successful, then we can add on, and that solar will supplement another
Right.
one, and also some of the other facilities that we'll have, like water and the well, could supply another greenhouse down the road or more.
Yeah, having the option to start here, to be secure in the knowledge that for as much as we can, this will have power year round with a mixture of the solar and the grid, and then looking at lessons learned, looking at what comes next, building that into phase 2 and phase 3. So maybe as Dale says, the greenhouse is the second greenhouse, the third greenhouse is a completely off-grid version of this one. This is just about starting somewhere, being sure and confident in that start, and then developing the project out from there.
To give us the most capacity moving forward.
Yeah. Exciting. How many members of the board are there?
You're asking me the hard questions
so then
on the board.
Okay, then let's go into volunteers.
I would say I think there's roughly 8.
8? Okay. So what about volunteers? I think that's something that, so this while we're speaking to the community today and talking about this great project that's happening, is there a need for volunteers?
There's all kinds of room for volunteers. They come and go, and we've had some, but the door is open and we need more, especially anybody interested in gardening, with a gardening background. And hopefully with the greenhouse up and going, it will encourage even more.
So there is a Facebook group, just to let everyone know. It's called the Community Garden and Food Share Association of Shelburne County. We share that page frequently on our Municipality of Shelburne page, and we'll continue to do so. But definitely take the time to look into this great group and the great things that we're doing here in our community, and be a part of something that's going to be amazing, for our community. So thank you both.
Well, I will say last year in the interim, what we did is we have a site over at the school that we had beds, and we did grow produce, and I forget how many thousand pounds. We also canvassed people that had gardens and extra food, and we handed that out to the public. And we're just trying to build on that down the road.
For sure. We are going to take a stop by the other site and get some footage from there too, and show the community, where things started and where they're still happening and where they're going. So
okay.
Thank you.
Ideal.
So thank you both, and
thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Matthew Roy of Coastal Grove. So nice to see you here on site at the community garden. Just want to talk a little bit to you about, because I know you've been here from the start when those first meetings started at our old municipal building. Tell us a little bit more about this project and how you see this helping out the community and that kind of thing.
Right. One of the things that Shelburne County has the smallest number of farms in the whole province. So we're looking at really having no food production in this area for the population that lives here. So every greenhouse, every new operation that can go in is going to have an impact. And this being a community organization, it has the capacity to really touch a lot of different groups in town and partner with different groups. So the impact could be substantial, right? And this site here, we've got one greenhouse going in, but you can see the size of the site. There's room for
so much more.
Expansion,
Exactly. So what kind of groups do you see working with the community garden group?
So you got the food bank, right? That's an obvious one. Hopefully maybe even the Guildhall Market. Great place to have some local production and sell right at the market to help fund the project. The high school is just around the corner through the woods.
Through the woods, we could walk through.
So and hopefully in the future there may even be a high skills major in sustainable agriculture. This would make a great base. Exactly. And then Tri-County. So there's really some great opportunity here. But one of the board members is one of the school teachers.
Jody.
The high school. So Jody. So to bring out her class and have that actual hands-on. I find at our farm that's what ends up happening. People get excited about seeing how the tomatoes are grown,
Right.
how the cucumbers are grown,
Yeah.
and then tasting them
Yeah.
right off
Yeah.
the plant.
And then it's something maybe they want to go and start trying themselves, you know, to
Exactly.
grow as well. So,
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, so exciting to see. I mean, this is similar to your greenhouses, right?
This is just smaller.
Okay,
Right?
okay,
Yep. We're
yeah.
using our design.
Yep.
And it's a geothermal. It
Yep.
should, once it's up and running and the solar panels go in,
Yep.
it will actually be food production
Okay.
without negatively impacting the environment.
That's awesome. So exciting.
That doesn't happen very often,
No,
or in
yeah.
many places.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being a part of this from the start. I know that you're a busy person running your own business, and we all see how much produce that you produce at Coastal Grove alone. So taking the time to be a part of this group and help out is awesome for our community. So.
It's important.
Yes.
So keep buying that fresh local produce and come down and help out and see what's going to be happening here in the future.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much.
Great.